Welcome back. It is Sunday, August 25th, and the MLB. Our five best bets are on the way. It is awesome. Joined by Logan. Let's recap. Yesterday was a 1-2 day for us. We had Rockies' first five team total that cashed pretty easily. They put up 9 yesterday on the Yankees. Brewers and A's under 4.5 first five. Yeah, I bet we get rocked in the fifth inning to lose. That's how it always goes. I bet you it goes under today. More on that later. And then our Kirby and the both to score 2 in the Braves and Nationals game did not hit. Kirby just didn't have a good outing. Nothing more around that. But without further ado, look, we're going to push past these last few days. A little 1 and 2 and a 2 and 3 day on Friday. Let's have a 5-0 day on Sunday. We did say at the beginning of last week that we'd do a $100 giveaway. The only way we avoid that giveaway is if we somehow go 5-0 today. But even if we don't, if we do somehow go 5-0, we'll still do a giveaway. We're giving away $100 tomorrow. So figure out how to enter that. We'll talk about that Monday morning. But let's have a 5-0 day, Logan. Let's have a wonderful one. And I'm going to dive into my first pick. I got 3 picks. Logan's got 2. I'll dive into my first pick. I'll save my most confident pick for last. And it's my first one's going to be a game pick. I'm actually going to the Cardinals in Twins game and taking the over 8.5 runs minus 105 on FanDuel. Now, I was kicking myself yesterday. And I think Logan himself, we only had 3 picks. If we bet the board yesterday, we had like 10 picks. We probably had a massive day because there were a lot of things we considered. One of them I actually really liked was the Twins team total over. They smacked that. They scored 6 yesterday, but Cardinals didn't do anything. Today, I think it's more of a balanced attack. I think we could see each of these teams scoring 4 or more runs. Let's talk about Eric Fetty, who will start for the Cardinals. He's actually pitched well against the Twins. 2 starts against them, 1 at Minnesota, like 4th start of the year, and then 1 later on in Chicago when he was a member of the White Sox. Pitched well there, so this will be their 3rd time seeing him. Obviously, they didn't do great the first 2 times, but look, I'm willing to fade Fetty on the road. On the road this season, he owns a 4.52 ERA. He struggled against lefties, which we know the Twins will stack those in there. And he's allowed 18 home runs this year. 13 of them have come on the road. So he's really struggled. It's not just against lefties, righties as well. Sometimes just struggles with command, puts guys on base, free base runners, and boom, one swing of the bat could really put a dent into this over 8.5, which we need 9 runs. Obviously, if we look at the weather, it looks like pretty good hitting weather. I think the wind's blowing out in Minnesota, which is always good. And if you look at Fetty, he's allowing a 270 batting average with runners on base. So I think we could see plenty of traffic for the Twins today. And I really think they can put up some runs. And his first 2 starts, then we flip to the other side because we can't just have Fetty giving up 6 because we obviously saw yesterday what happens when one team does all the scoring. We'll look at Zebby Matthews, who will make his 3rd career start for the Twins. In his first 2, he's pitched well. Not ace shutting everything down, but 5 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, and then 5 innings pitched in his last start, 2 earned runs. Did give up 5 total. There were 3 unearned runs in there. Now, on those 2 matchups, he's won against the Royals and the Padres, 2 formidable offenses. Today he'll face the Cardinals, an offense that is hit or miss. And so far through the series, sure, they put up 6 runs in the first game. Haven't been able to get the timely hits, though. 2 for 19 with the runners in scoring position for the Cardinals. They went, I want to say 2 for 12 in the first game, 0 for 7 yesterday. If we can get any more conversion on those, I feel like they'll be able to put up some runs this season in his 2 starts. So very limited sample size. Zebby's given up a 333 batting average with runners on base. Look, I don't think Zebby gets, rocked and gives up 5 runs. That certainly is in the cards, no pun intended. I think both these 2 teams put up some runs, maybe 2 or 3 on the starters apiece. Then you get to the bullpens in August. St. Louis, the 16th in ERA, Minnesota 21st. Minnesota did use, Griffin Jacks and Johan Duran yesterday. I think we see both these 2 teams put up 4. Not sure we get extra innings, but if each score 4, we're guaranteed a winner here. So I really like the over 8.5 as my first pick of the day. But Logan, I heard you got a pick, a scene of the crime pick, and where are you going for this one?
Yeah, it is a classic scene of the crime pick. What do we mean by that? Well, if you bet baseball long enough, you'll understand. You just run back your losses. Because yesterday I watched the Blue Jays no-hitter on the Angels through 5, and I was like, yep, that sounds about right. I was on the Blue Jays first 5 the day before, and it was obliterated. So where am I going? You guys know exactly where. I'm taking the Brewers and Athletics first 5 under 4.5. Minus 110 odds on BetMGM is your best value there. I mean, running back a loss. Now, I'm not saying to run back every loss just because. It has to make sense when you do it. And I think this one actually does make sense. Let's talk about, yesterday. Garbage 5th inning home run ruined our under yesterday. I really sat there and it gave me hope because there was a lot of runs in the first couple innings, and then we sat back. We watched it get to the 5th inning, and I was like, can we get some luck, please? And no, of course, home run. But let's talk about who's starting for the A's today. It's Joey Estes, 4.44 ERA, 1.15 WHIP. He is a significant upgrade from Joe Boyle yesterday. Man, that dude sucks. I was fooled. I thought he could just walk the bases, and yes, he did that. He did just that. Estes has a 2.77 ERA in his last two starts. At home, he has a 2.22 ERA compared to a 7.17 ERA on the road. Joey Estes, a fade on the road. You back him at home, though. I think we're going to get a really solid showing from Joey Estes today. Last 14 days versus righties. I mentioned it. Milwaukee, 26th in batting average, 23rd in OPS, 24th in WRC plus. Yesterday, they didn't have to do a whole lot at the plate. Why? Because Joe Boyle is wild. That dude loves walking on 4 pitches. I mean, it's what he does. So Joey Estes will actually challenge these Brewers hitters, make them work a little bit. I think he has a solid start. And on the other side, it's Frankie Montas starting for the Brewers. 4.57 ERA, 1.39 WHIP. That ERA and WHIP is kind of deceiving for Montas because he's actually, once he got traded to the Brewers, he's been a lot better. 2.57 ERA in 4 games with Milwaukee. Whatever they've been doing in the pitching lab in Milwaukee has been working for Frankie Montas. I'm impressed with what I've seen with him recently. He is in good form. And Oakland hitting only 231 against righties this month. Last 14 days versus righties, Oakland 20th in batting average, 21st in OPS, 18th in WRC plus. Look, the way this game is priced, I'd be surprised if Brewers was just free like it was yesterday. I think the A's, while they can come back late in this game, I still think we see a very tight, low-scoring game through 5 innings in this one. And again, when you run back a loss, much of the season for us, it has turned green the next day. Sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't. But this pick makes a lot of sense to make. I'm not just simply running it back for running it back's sake. I'm not doing that. It makes sense. I like these 2 starting pitchers. I like the under in the first 5 as my first pick. But Austin, you got another one. Where is it?
Yeah, I got a 2-leg parlay. I'm going to save my most confident play till last. I really like my most confident one. But let's talk about this 2-leg parlay. We lost on yesterday's, but you know what? I'm kind of going back to the scene of the crime because I'm going back to Seattle, and we're taking Brian Wu of the Mariners go over 17.5 outs, parlayed with Nick Martinez of the Reds under 2.5 earned runs, plus 138 on Bet365. This is kind of a scene of the crime pick times 2 because we lost in Seattle yesterday with Kirby. And last time Nick Martinez took the bump, we had his under and earned runs, and he cooked us in the first inning. So double scene of the crime pick. I think this might be worth a 10U wager, but I'm just kidding. But let's talk about Brian Wu first. You look at him, he looks to be off a pitch limit. He obviously kind of had dealt with some injuries early on this year, but his last 4 starts, he's been dominant. 7, 6 2/3, 7 and 6 1/3. And it's not like he's throwing 115 pitches. I mean, he's going mid to high 80s, low 90s. So he's been really efficient here. Today he'll face a Giants team that sure they've kind of been annoying and they've ran up, Castillo and Kirby's pitch count. But those guys also, weren't necessarily, I mean, Castillo gave up 5 earned runs, and Kirby, he had so many 3-2 counts yesterday. A guy like Wu, he's actually has a lower walk percentage than George Kirby. He's 99th percentile. He's also 99th percentile in barrel percentage. And he doesn't get a ton of whiff, so he's not really relying on all the strikeouts. He's relying on a lot of soft contact. Obviously, that 99th in barrel percentage will do that. I really think he pitches well today. Even if he doesn't pitch super well, I think he gives you 6 innings, given they didn't get a lot out of George Kirby yesterday and really didn't get much out of Castillo either. They've had to use every single bullpen arm the last 2 days. So it's not like some guys have rest days, sure. Every guy's pitched at least in the last 2 days, so they have some familiarity there. I think Wu pitches well. It also has like a 3.5, 4.5 hits allowed line and a 1.5 earned runs line juiced on the under. So I really like Wu to get us those outs. Now I think this really hopefully only comes down to Nick Martinez. I don't want to lose on Wu. Let's talk about Nick Martinez. Now originally I was going to look at his over 15.5 outs. It was just plus money. Then I did some more deep diving into here. I really think Nick Martinez might actually be on a pitch count today. I'm not saying, he's cut off at 70 pitches. I'll talk about why though. Now Martinez is coming off his worst start of the year. He was just struggled in Toronto. Let's just call it what it is. 3 walks. Gave up 3 homers too. Now you look at that start, you might be like, Austin, maybe this guy's falling off, but look at his stats on the year. 99th percentile walk percentage, right up there with Brian Wu. Doesn't walk a lot of guys, so 3 walks, obviously the command's not there, and also 94th percentile in hard hit percentage. So he's gave up 3 home runs in that start. So command wasn't there. He was like, I can't throw a strike to save my life. Fine, I'll just throw one right down the middle of the plate. And the Blue Jays obviously made him pay. Coming off a start like that, I feel like he locks in. Now, like I said, I think he might be on a pitch count today, and here's why. The 3rd time faced through the order for Martinez, he's allowing a 432 batting average. I can't be the only one that looks at those sort of statistics. So to me, the reason his 15.5 outs line is there is because maybe he only goes 2 times through the order. I mean, you look at his other props, a 4.5 hits allowed line, a 1.5 very juiced to the under walks line. To me, this screams, hey, we've looked at the stats, Martinez. You pitched well for us, but third time through the order, you haven't looked too good. So we're going to let you go 2 times. If that's at the end of the 4th inning, we'll take you out there and throw it to a bullpen guy. I wouldn't be shocked if that happens today. So I kind of like the under 2.5 earned runs line. You look at the other lines, they just don't make a ton of sense. And this game's Reds Pirates series is a ton of high scoring games. I like this one to be a little bit lower scoring. Like I said, Martinez might not pitch too far in this one. So give me under 2.5 earned runs, parlayed with Brian Wu to give a 6 innings pitch, plus 138. I think is a great value here. I'd place about plus 110. I don't really know where DraftKings was at the time of recording this. BetMGM, I think Caesars was plus 130. So you have different couple values out there. Should guarantee plus money. I really like that pick. But Logan, throwing it to you. I almost took Bobby Witt Jr.'s over in bases today. That's a little bit too juiced, but I heard you're in that game. Who you rocking with?
Yeah, I'll get some Royals offense for you. Bobby Witt Jr. hopefully included. I like the Royals' first 5 team total over 2.5. Minus 115 odds on Fanatics is your best value there. Pretty standard, even odds on this one. Not too juiced. I like the Royals to attack early in this one, and I have 3+ runs on the board through 5 innings in this one. That's what we would need to cash. If they score all the runs in the 6th inning, But I really do think the Royals score early and often in this game. Just doing line reading in this game, it's pretty telling of what the books are expecting. Colby Allard starts for the Phillies, 3.46 ERA, 1.23 WHIP for Colby Allard. Colby Allard, I've faded this guy much of his career. He's just bounced around team to team. I don't think he's that good of a pitcher. I mean, he's just like a bridge pitcher. I don't think the Phillies even want him to go that deep into this game. And you know what? His 2.5 earned run line, juiced minus 160 to the over, tells me a lot of what I need to know. Because this guy's normally here for a good time, not a long time. He's just, if you look at normally his game logs, the Phillies don't want him to go past the 5th inning. I mean, if he does, he does. And, this was a bad read. But Allard hasn't actually allowed that over 2.5 earned runs in 2 straight starts. Limited sample size, obviously, but normally he's actually been pretty solid. Now he faces the Royals offense that I think is absolutely liable to explode today. Last 4 lefties versus the Royals. Let's look at these starters. Lodolo, 8 earned runs. Abbott, 4 earned runs. Tyler Anderson, 5 earned runs. Ranger Suarez, yesterday, only 1 earned run. Yeah, Ranger Suarez cooked them. Ranger Suarez is actually one of the best lefties in the game, so I'm not surprised by that. Ranger Suarez obviously returning from injury. They didn't know what to expect. He had a really solid showing in that one, but I still like the bats to show up against this particular lefty because Colby Allard is not, he's not Ranger Suarez. The last 14 days versus left-handed pitching, Kansas City, 2nd in average, 7th in OPS, 10th in WRC+. I mean, these are good metrics. This is a top 10 offense in a lot of these metrics against lefties, and I have to trust them, hitting at home. Everyone knows the Royals bats show up in a big way at home. Obviously, yesterday, they got embarrassed. I still think they bounce back today. Allard allows a 300 batting average to righties, which is big because the Royals' best bats in this lineup are the righties, like Bobby Witt Jr., etc. I don't like the lefty bats in this Royals lineup. I like the righties, and I think they're the ones who do damage today. If we look at, what Austin was mentioning with Nick Martinez, how are these hitters, faring first and second time through the order? Because I said, against Colby Allard, he's not normally in there for a long time, so you have to do damage first and second time through. First plate appearance, hitters are hitting 333 off Allard. Second time through the order, they're hitting 353. So again, they're hitting over 300. The numbers are there. They should be able to hit Colby Allard today. I really do like this pick. If they don't bring the bats, they don't bring the bats, and I'll have to hold my L. But I think the Royals get it done for us, especially in the first 5. If you don't have first 5 team total, maybe just back the Royals on the money line. They're a little bit juicy. You'd have to trust Seth Lugo, but I still think the bats show up in a full, in a big way. You could maybe take their full game team total as well. But I really do like this as my second pick. But Austin, your most confident pick of the day, the one you've been teasing, where are you going?
Yeah, I'm actually going back to where we had our only winner yesterday, and that was in that Rockies and Yankees game. Now, I think the Yankees win this game. I think they put up a ton of runs, but I don't think it's going to be a sweat-free win. And so I think I really like this pick. I'm only putting 1 unit on it because it is a Sunday, but I could argue I could probably put 2 units on this one. Let's talk about Rockies and Yankees. It's a little bit of an interesting market. Both teams have scored 2 runs in the first 7 innings, minus 130 on DraftKings. You can take full game. I imagine that's really juiced. This is also minus 135 on BetMGM. I don't have a great pivot for my FanDuel people out there. If you're feeling like Austin, hey man, I really trust your read, I'm going to do it first five. That's plus 160. I almost did that as well. I actually almost took Rockies first five team total, which is again 1.5. I'm just buying an extra inning or two for the Rockies against Marcus Stroman or the Yankees bullpen here. I really don't think this should be minus 130. Let's talk about these guys though. Austin Gomber starts for the Rockies. He has a 3.5 earned runs line and a 15.5 outs line. He's also allowed 25 home runs this year, one of the biggest home run guys out there. I liked Judge bases. I liked Soto bases. He's been terrible. He's even been worse on the road, which is crazy to say because he pitches in Coors Field. If the Yankees can't get two off him, I'd be shocked. That's normally he normally spawns in with 2 runs already on the board. I think they absolutely crush Gomber, and so I think they get runs there. The question comes down to, in my opinion, can the Rockies get us 2 runs in the first 7 innings? I don't care how they get it done. It can come all in the 7th. Hopefully not. It could come in the first inning. Now, let's talk about Marcus Stroman, who starts for the Yanks. Now, Stroman is coming off 2 good starts. One of them was he pitched pretty well against the Rangers. I mean, the Rangers are what they are. You could honestly say the Rockies and the Rangers are very similar. Some games they show up, some games they don't. And then he had 1 good start in Williamsport. A lot of hard contact in that game. In Williamsport, that Little League. Also, not a surprise that he pitched really well there. Marcus Stroman's kind of the kid at pitcher. He's a stylish guy. Let's talk about Stroman though in general though. At home in Yankee Stadium, a 5.06 ERA and a 1.31 WHIP. He has not pitched well in Yankee Stadium, large in part due to the home run ball. This season, he's allowed 18 home runs. 15 have come at home in Yankee Stadium, and you could say, well, he's pitched a lot more innings at home. Actually, he's pitched nearly identical. I think the only difference is 2/3 of an inning. So he's given up the long ball. And if you're telling me a guy that also likes to walk people, if he walks a guy and Nolan Jones comes up to the plate, Nolan Jones is swinging for the fences. And he could easily hit 1 home run. If he's given up so many home runs, I think there's a chance that we see the Rockies get a 2-run home run here on him. He does have a 2.5 earned runs line, which is juiced towards the under. But look, he's just struggled at home. And I've talked about yesterday. I never trust the Rockies against the lefty. You put them in against lefties, they literally don't know what the heck they're doing. They strike out every single time. But a guy like Stroman doesn't have a lot of whiffs in there. He doesn't get a lot of the strikeouts, and that's kind of been the Rockies' kryptonite all year long. When they're struggling, it's because they're striking out 10 Ks to the opposing pitcher. So if they're able to put the ball in play like they did against Will Warren yesterday, I think they can put up some runs up there. I mean, they're going to have Blackmon in the lineup. I like him as a lefty. McMahon, Nolan Jones will be in there. I don't love Nolan Jones, but like I said, he's swinging for the fences in Yankee Stadium. It pays to have lefties with that short porch out there in right field. And we talked about Stroman allowing a 268 batting average to lefties, a 356 on base percentage. Stroman's not an efficient guy. He'll throw some non-competitive pitches here. He might walk a guy, could lead to a 2-run home run. I think there's plenty of ways the Rockies can get us 2 through 7 innings. It could be on Stroman, maybe only 1 on him. Could be on a Yankees bullpen, which hasn't been great recently. I think that the Rockies score at least 2 in the first 7. And if the Yankees don't score 2 in the first 7, I would be literally shocked. I think they could honestly get that in the first inning against Gomber. So I really like this play. Like I said, it's my most confident play of the day. It's only a 1-unit play because it is a Sunday, but I really do think the Rockies have some offensive firepower today. I don't know if they put up 9 like they did yesterday, but I think they put up some runs here. So those are 5 favorite picks of the day. That last one, both Rockies and Yankees, both to score 2 in the first 7, not full game. Take the full game, that's really juiced. I'd rather just the first 7. If the Rockies don't have 2 in the first 7, probably not getting 2 and at least a run in that last 8th or 9th inning. So those are favorite picks of the day, 5 of them. We'll see you back on Monday, where unless we go 5-0, we'll be doing a giveaway, but we'll do a giveaway anyway. So we'll see you guys then. Hopefully let's have a winning day on a Sunday, and we'll see you guys back again on Monday with some more picks. We'll see you guys then. Peace.